and welcome back to Songs of Syx. We are continuing on with our Dark Fortress today, which has been, boy, has it been expanding a lot. We're actually starting to build walls around the city, and the fortress itself has begun, or at least the outer walls of the fortress have begun, as it is filled with goodies, filled with livestock and gemstones and other things that are being brought in. Today's big issues is we need to get ourselves up to 1.5k population so that we can unlock some more governor points, more noble titles and the like. But as you can probably see, we have 0 food. And that's not really a good thing. So I'd like to try and get that fixed up a bit. And I think the best way to do that is probably building another Globdian pasture. The amoebas have been pretty good, and we've given them some more room to grow. They are expensive to upkeep, but I think they're our best bet. So I am going to make another one of these guys. And it's quite possible I move this pump up here, as it would make a heck of a lot more sense and would actually give me room to build the walls, the city walls that need to come across there. So why don't we give them a little bit of extra room? I don't know that the amoeban colony is going to have super thick walls. In fact, I don't think it will. So we'll go out weirdly long here, maybe. You know what? My ADD is going to hate me if I do that. So let's just build a small pen. We'll make it reasonable. In fact, I think I'm going to shrink it one more. One more? 2 more, apparently. Just in case I do need to bring those walls up a little bit more. I do think that's the way to do it. We'll add a couple of little huts in so these little turtle homies have places to be. Perfecto. Gonna cost us a metric ton of wood, but you know what? That'll be okay. We have some trees we can clear out for them. Honestly, I'm kind of shocked that we're out of wood. But I suppose we have increased the amount of carpenters we have pretty significantly lately. This fishery, we're going to have to move around a little bit as well. Return water. We're probably going to have to just like return water to the edge of the shore, so that it has somewhere to pump. All right, we'll worry about that in a minute, because this is going to take some time to build. It's also going to provide like another 20 jobs for these amoebans. Now, only 6 of them are homeless, which is pretty good. They definitely are going to need more houses for that. So I think let's just set them up right away. None of this stuff makes noise. Daycare and a physician. I can't imagine a daycare and a physician make noise. No. This does, though. That's right. So building homes around this is actually kind of complicated. I should have built these guys up here. That is a whoopsie. That's a pretty big whoopsie, actually. But I tell you what, I can fit some more down here. Yeah. I mean, if it's all going straight to the edge, why not? Honestly, why not? We'll give them a couple more houses to work with, and that should be happy for them. These will be amoeban houses. Perfect. Great. Ready to rock. Totally not 3 kobolds in a trench coat. I mean, amoebans basically are 3 kobolds in a trench coat at this point. So, I want fancy species. The cat girls from Age of Wonders are not enough. They are not. I also really want to move this gate up to the north side of this Globdian pasture, but boy, that ain't happening anytime soon. You're on auto-employ, which is strange. I guess, right, we're negative 191 workers. He says adding in another, like, 27. I don't know what I'm thinking here. Let's bump you up to at least 200 Amevans, then. You guys are at 230 for Dondos? We're building a physician for them to help deal with the health crisis. This is a hauler, which is going to fetch metal bars from here. And ideally from that metal smelter. Which is currently producing at an absurd rate. In fact, a nonsensical rate. Well, only a nonsensical rate because that ore hasn't actually shipped across. But it should today. I saw there was a patch note pretty recently, but I think maybe since we built this unloading station, actually, that this was broken, but they fixed it. So hopefully it all works today well. I mean, it's dropping off clay and gems, so I'm assuming it is working properly. Oh man, Smith's goods are gonna be really nice. So, how do I solve food? It's a great question. Oh, yeah! Tunja and Geraldbrack just broke free. It became free cities. Oh, that's what happened at the end of the last episode. That's right. I really want to attack these guys. I have no idea what the army of Tunja is going to be like, because obviously it's a massive population. But I'm very interested in getting it. They have access to Globdians. These guys have access to, like, fruits and stuff. Who likes fruits? I'm assuming it's like pig people and elves. Elves like fruits. Pig people like fruits. Wow, I nailed that. Good guess. 10 out of 10. So we really don't need fruit ever. I mean, yes, we have elves, but I don't care about their wants or needs. Not really. Meat, eggs, fruit. So no vegetables, no fish. These are not slaves. Oops. No fish. Fruit, egg, vegetable, did I say? Meat. Okay. Fruit, egg, meat, and bread, of course. No booze. Pig people like vegetable, bread, fruit. Oh, you can actually see it here. So they're pretty much only eating bread. Yeah, I really don't want people, like, eating the things that they're not, that they don't care about. Like, these guys should not be eating eggs. Just for example. Just let them eat cake. Easy peasy. Where are all these jobs going? Laboratories 108. Work. We could probably reduce the mines down. Only 42 people are sick. I feel like I am confused about how we have lost so many people out. A lot of humans still want to move in. These walls are going to kind of curve up along the edge of this dark fortress. We have access to basements. Oh my god, I forgot all about this. Oh, incredible. We just solved the problem. We've recently got access to basements. I'm just realizing also there's a couple of non-stoned buildings here. Oh, I don't have any stone. And now that we actually have furniture online and we have cut stone on the regular, we can start doing upgrades and giving people the right places to live. So I'm going to start adding basements into pretty much every building I can. That's all my furniture gone, so... but this will allow me to start having way more people. People, everywhere people. I have 247 available housing? For humans? Oh, for human slaves. For regular humans, I have 84 additional housing. So, I mean, let's bump that up to 900. I mean, the thing is it's like I am having a food crisis right now, but also that's not going to get solved without having this odd jobber problem. Probably I should upgrade these houses for sure. Recruits. I do have a lot of people working the archery ranges. But I kind of like need people getting trained, so... Yeah, our big issue is like none of our warehouses are being operated, and I feel like... I was gonna say, I feel like stuff is just rotting in the fields, but that's not the truth. So... Besiege the city started by drinking the blood of the defenders. That's a great way to start a... Feels like a good way to start a siege. Feels like the right way to start a siege. Blast them with cannons. Drink their blood, blast them with cannons. I mean, if it works, right? So... I still have no ore. You guys are building... Set all these roads to be paved. Ironically, I think all these roads need to be highways. Did we not just unlock highways? We certainly did. Optimal road for transportation. These parts, I don't mind. Yeah, we have a lot of jobs set up. This is part of our issues right now. Brick road, highway. So we just unlocked fancy roads recently. Forest plazas. Cobblestone roads. Fungus highways. Fungus road. Yeah, I guess they're just more durable. Creates a better road and a stronger smell. Oh, they also like it more. These will cost fancy bricks. Ooh, supply issues. Our armies are low on critical supplies. There was a brawl in the slave pits. That's fine. Our supply problem is that we don't have any rations coming out. I think this needs to be higher priority. The starvation is kicking in. Okay, let's Let's buy some. We got to buy some. Who's got bread? Bread for 102. Bread for 88. Bread for 77. Can I buy like 800 bread? Is that crazy? $62,000 worth of bread? Let's buy like 500 bread. That is still also crazy, but it feels a little more reasonable. Catch the World Cup games yesterday? I didn't. I was playing Dungeons and Dragons. This also does not need to be exporting gems anymore. It's going to start exporting jewelry, but I guess not yet. Also, the price of gems is really bad, so... Let's clear that. Yeah, I think so. Nice, you got D&D tomorrow? Nice. I love D&D, man. I very much live for it. It is my jam. And I'm playing a necromancer right now, which is so fun. I feel like it is such a rare thing to get to play in D&D. Corpses succumb to disease. Okay, but we're down to 30. Look, there's actually spare rooms in the hospital. And we're building our Dondorian physician, which is also perfect. That will help us with the health crisis a bit more. They were building it, and then, okay, they're there. They all had to wake up. Go take a quick nap. Boom. 2 physicians. Wow. So, the Amevans are covered. The humans really don't get that much coverage. It's spotty. Pretty spotty. Played since high school. It's a great hobby. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Human children sleeping next to the well. Did we unlock upgrades for markets or wells or hearths? Because all of that stuff was also wanted. I know we got fancy roads. I don't think we got the others. Okay. Okay. Current game is your first time DMing. Oh, congrats. Congrats, congrats, congrats. It's always really nice when you get to like break free of letting the forever DMs get off the hook. DMing is a lot of fun. It's very stressful, but it's a lot of fun. Game has gone for over a year. Great experience running it. That's really good. I mean, if you can get a game going over a year as well and not just be like losing people to scheduling issues and stuff as well, like that is a challenge in its own right, I think. Forest plazas. Man, we could actually give these elves a fancy part of town, a real fancy part of town if we wanted. Right now they have the cobblestone roads. This stuff should definitely be upgraded. Kind of shocked I haven't done that. Because these roads are traveled quite a bit. Out to the pump and out to the water. This is our like one little swimming pool. The insane people like hanging out down here, so. Mondo, howdy, 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 welcome. Schedule's the biggest challenge. Getting 5 people together with full-time jobs and spouses to line up a 3-hour block once a week. Insanely difficult. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, if you're doing once a week, too. Kudos. Kudos, I say. Kudos to ye. How's this going? I got 20 people working this smelter. But they got no ore. I also have no metal coming in. Oh, they are making some. So currently, they are actually walking all the way to this warehouse to pick up ore and then bringing it back. I'm going to do something crazy, and I'm going to turn these on auto-employ. 62 people are starving. Did that bread arrive? We have a problem, dudes. 200 wood, 12. Oh man, we have a problem. We got a big problem right now. We got a big problem. I gotta go to the import depot and start accepting bread. Can we buy for no more than 150? Can we try 140 actually? I could get trade with Liaria. These are the guys up here on our western flank. It would cost us a lot of money and a handful of warhammers. I could also probably offer them a bunch of gems. And less money. This might be worth doing. I didn't want to do it because they were rude to us before, but at this point I'm kind of like, we need to open up some trade routes. So I think I'm going to do that. Sturk said, you're meant to be making us back to crawlers. And for sure you are, but not enough. I have 3 government points. These guys are making us vegetables. I need government points, man. I need government points. You're making us gemstones. You don't have to be making us gemstones anymore because we make our own. But that's literally the only thing they can produce in this town. Should I shrink this town? I could shrink this town down, which would give us back 5 government points. It would displace a lot of this population, but I think the thing is like what I wanted to do was build a conscript pool here so that we had regular Garthemi soldiers. That was the original idea. I don't know how well that's going to work, but yeah, conscript's 125. There's a lot of Dondos living here as well, which is bizarre. I was like, maybe I should just get rid of the humidifier. Put in something like stocks. I forget that the humidifier also adds like massive region capacity. This does not solve my problem. This does not solve the immediate problem, which is I don't really need humidifiers. I don't really need conscripts at the moment. What I need is food. You're giving me wood. You're giving me cotton? Yeah, that's true, though. I need that for the weavers. But you could be providing me grain instead. Which we're meant to be making huge amounts of. 3.1 days. I think the problem is everybody got sick and we missed the grain harvest. And so we're just spiraling because of that at the moment. The real BBEG is scheduling. Yeah. Get to play once a month. My husband joins us via Zoom. Once a month is still pretty good. I'm generally like, if I can get a game once a month, I'm pretty happy. Yeah, lots of people are starving. We're going to eat into our profits right now. Doc, hello. Good morning. Good money? Good morning? Good money, doctor. Good money indeed. No, Dondoros, don't emigrate. Starved. Human. Real human? Oh, yeah, citizen. Armies will desert if they're not supplied. Oh. They're doing really well on their training. They'll start making stuff. They have lots of clothes. I want to be like I could import bread, but import grain, I mean. $135, 140. Okay, yeah, they're gonna keep importing bread right now. So these numbers should start going down. Hopefully. Hopefully. Dondos. No, Dondos. Perhaps I need to build another mushroom farm. I have all this water. It does feel like it would be appropriate. Whoops. Hold your horses there, lads. How does this work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every 5 by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gap. 2, 3, 4, 5. Gap. It's going to change though because of that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Gap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gap. I mean, why dig it out when I'm just going to have to fill it back in? I wouldn't mind an option to be like, can you, like if you're digging, to be like, dig with the intention of having room, you know, in your cave. Like, I think to just like automate this so that it doesn't collapse. This is right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, god damn it. Wait, that one was right. That one was wrong. Measure twice, cut once. Or you'll end up like me. Crazy! Now, I know that like mushrooms are really not worth it. The value that they provide for the amount of work we got to do, but they are really enjoyed by all our species. All our primary species, I should say. So it's hard for me to deny them. Who am I to deny them what they wish? Who am I to deny them a tasty fish? Meow, 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 meow. I guess if that's the road, why don't we do that? That. And that one's a bit far. We'll do one there. And hopefully that can be decently moisturized. You have 5 from the right-hand side, too. God damn it. Are you for real? How could you do this to me? At least they can start digging. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. This is what I get for not reading chat in a game that I can pause at any time. I had a thought about that the other day where I was like, man, I get really locked into Syx and like exceptionally bad at reading chat some days. Most days. And I find it funny because, of course, like in Syx, it's, you know, I can pause at any moment. Well, at least the corners are really weird and inconsistent. We'll add to the mushroom farms. Starvation continues to climb. Bread is... Man, I'm going to put it up to 150. And I'm also going to say import up to 25%. Because clearly I need a lot more of it. It's just like I really don't want to be losing Dondos. More than anything else, I don't want to be losing Dondos. They are my rare one. They're currently not feeling very fulfilled, which is a bit surprising because I set them up so that they only like work jobs they like. No, essential supplies have not been delivered to our army, affecting health. Low health will stop training. New recruits will cause death and desperation. Fill up military depots and fortify the army immediately. All right, this also means I think I need to buy rations. You are 126. You are 256. You are 121. Okay, there's bread. There's a lot of bread in town. You guys can all come down here and eat bread. That should stop you from starving. A mountain of bread has been delivered. Yeah, they're all coming down to the old import depot. Getting their snacks. Everything is red in the corner. Well, looks like the import depot is the place to be right now. Damn, dude, they have devoured that mountain of bread. But that did cut our starving down from 80 to 40. I only really need to tide us over until this grain farm is done. God damn it. You really did not give me enough warning on that. Okay, the training... Conscripts are ready, training and ready in 3 days. I thought they'd at least like give me the opportunity to have that imported. You know what half the problem is it's like stuff is getting dropped off here, right? But then it's just not getting hauled to put away. Now, most of this is livestock, gemstones, and leather. Or fiber. We actually have insane amounts of fiber. for sure are meant to be 24 jobs. Oh, that's right. We updated this weaver, but then never expanded how many jobs they have. Great. More jobs for us not to fill. When's this harvest coming in? 0.8 days. A huge grain harvest. Which I don't even know if it's going to really be enough, but... Oh, man. Alright, dismiss. Yeah. Alright, we're not yet ready to have a standing army then. We gotta make sure that we have rations on the regular if that's something we want to do. Sucks. That is a bummer. But that's life, I suppose. So funny, I feel like our Amoevan colony just had an army so early. I mean, we have our standing army, which are doing well. We have 14 fully trained spear guards and about 17 fully trained archers. And then our heavy duty guys are getting fixed up. That at 45k, boy, this has been an expensive issue. So we have the grain now for the bakery to start cooking. What are all these dudes doing? Oh, I guess it's the Globdian farms produce eggs every day. Yeah, see, this is a problem because this is also not... yes, okay. The Globdians have not been at priority 11. So we're not even maxing out Globdian foods. Stupid. Stupid. I'm now at negative 225 workforce. How is this possible? Health has gone green. That's really good. So we shouldn't have any more outbreaks, which is what caused this whole issue in the first place. You know, when we had 250 people get sick. And now we have a lot of food come in. Starving. Okay, okay. How's this all working? 37 people in the mines. I have 72 Garthemi. Yeah, some Dondorians are coming over here, but they really shouldn't be. But I guess they'll get there. We are loading up the ore station. Oh, yeah. So all the ore is here. This is the biggest issue, man. It's just that, like, none of our warehouses work. There's no priority, so nothing's getting moved around, and we're having just, like, logistic issues out the wazoo. Which I suppose will fix with time. There's a corpse here? I guess in the hospital. Alright, things are going back up. I guess we're in autumn, so it's harvest, which is why the workforce is so crazy right now. War of the Face. Due to low happiness, a local dispute between two citizens of opposing faces spread across the whole city. Followers of Krator and of Athori are now at each other's throats and fighting each other whenever they meet. We have to fix our happiness issue before this spreads any further. You're upset about the environment. Cannibalism? Cannibalism is eating other humanoids. This is disliked. Uh-oh. Who's been eating each other? Killed in a brawl. Ooh. Out here. Oh no. Population native, slaves, other slaves. Services to food stall. Access is really bad. Right, everyone's just like, we don't have any food, so we're upset. We're unhappy because there's no food. Loyalty is cranking back up, though. Population. Wrongful deaths. Okay, yeah, you're upset about that. That's reasonable. Bunch of people killed in a brawl. And unfortunately, not a lot I can do about that. My weavers... Yeah, see, like, my weavers aren't making fabrics because there's no... Like, they're completely blocked. All of our things are full all of the time because we have no delivery drivers. Do I put these on priority 11? What kind of bread? Is it brioche? Challah? Croissant? Country white? Multigrain? Sandwich slice? Baguette? It looks kind of like a country loaf to me. It's got a little baguette, but it's a bit too thick for a baguette, so I'm going to go with country loaf. Alright, dude, so I'm going to try something crazy here, and I'm going to see what happens if I put my warehouses on priority 11. Obviously, it's going to screw up jobs a lot, but I think it might also make jobs. At least that's my hope. Because in theory, as long as people have stuff and it's closer and everything is moving... Because I assume that sets every single warehouse to 11. It does. Like, that should speed up the transport of all this. Or... Ooh, somebody died out here. A human killed in a brawl. Out in the amoeban colony. Interesting. Yeah, man. There are just deaths happening all over the city because of this religious war. Promotes enlightenment and productivity. This is what the Dondos would want, right? Oh, but they said it was craterism. Should I just ban our guys from craterism? Oh, the amoebans are craterism. Oh. I see. The answer is just we're going to have a religious war. Because everybody follows their own religion in this city. These guys follow Athuri. These guys follow Ammonon. And then the amoebans follow Crater down here. And I guess everybody's just hanging out waiting for eggs. I mean, the good news is I have a hospital. The bad news is, like, 10 people have been killed in a brawl. And they're all just getting chucked in a pit. Which I can't imagine is making people happy. Yeah, worst of all is that all those corpses are also dropping my health. Which was green. Hondurians. Oh, and they're leaving the city. Yeah, there's a lot of cannibalism, I guess, happening lately. Melee training, enemy kills. These guys still want stealth and ore as well. They actually want a lot of that. Yeah, they're just upset because wrongful deaths is like through the roof. Oi, oi, oi. I have $85. Oh no. Bread export. You are stopping. Rations. I mean, I'm just going to bring this back down to like 10 for now, I think. Because we don't really need ration makers at the moment. This is chaos. Okay, we have a ton of cotton and a ton of livestock to sell, so I'm just going to sell off some of that right now. In fact, I think I'm going to say... You are a cotton vendor. Why don't we just activate you? You're the only people who wants to buy it. They're willing to buy it for 30. I guess if we can increase that there. Nobody wants to buy charcoal, so we might as well turn that off. And say... Sell livestock. For 60. Pull from that warehouse, which I think is actually out of range. Excuse me. Livestock. Remove, pull from here. Okay, that might help them. You're exporting jewelry. You can actually be on pause because I don't have any jewelry right now. So hopefully they start figuring that out because I do need some income. Yeah, there's a bunch of Dondos have moved out here. Moved out into the grave, I'm pretty sure. We eat meat, not our dead. I have a craving for things like mushroom, fish, and meat. Food stores are low. Who does like cannibalism? And I wonder, like, if I was to feed that cannibalism to part of my city, would they be okay? Jareth, good morning. Top side is more than 4? Oh my god, you're right. That's fixable. You know what? I'm just gonna do that. Boom. Problem solved. Caught that one too late. Cult of Cthulhu, Cult of Catgirl are main religions in Agent's country. This does seem to be the two prevailing schools of thought. Elves love human meat. That's right. The elves are big on cannibalism. Oh yeah, we're still trying to fix this wall. This most inconvenient wall. Dondo's moved out due to the uneven mushroom field merchants. That's real. That's too real. Okay, so food and stuff is starting to come on in. Jareth, 90 stream streak. Whew. Spicy. Thank you so much. Yeah, see, these guys are actually working the right amount now. So we have the globs being fed, so we have eggs coming in on a bit more regular. Despite all my fisheries, I will never keep up on fish. At this point, I don't even know if it's possible. There are 2 more fisheries to be had here and here, while staying within my walls. We'll think about that. Oh, the Dondos are leaving in droves, dudes. They don't have enough sculptures. Really? I find that a bit hard to believe, but I guess I don't have any, like, within their pathways. I'm gonna give the Dondos pillars, is what I'm gonna do. Because I feel like that's kind of fitting for the underground. They do really have just like the weirdest, worstest systems set up here. I don't know, let's build there. Just not a lot of room for them. You know what I mean? Dig that out and add some more pillars there. Let's add pillars here and there as well. This feels like one of those should probably be a torch or something. I don't know. I think this will keep them busy enough. Blow up that population a little bit. They are going to need some more torches out here by this hospital as well. I'm realizing, yeah, there's quite a handful of sections here that I have not actually finished torching. Which would be nice to do. No torches up here either. Though that's certainly fixable. Boop, boop. Boop. The nobles have no torches. That's very funny. You think they would have been somewhat prioritized. Day. Okie dokie day. Oh yeah, there's lots of areas that we don't have like our statues around properly. Kind of tricky because where I haven't finished like building necessarily a lot of these areas. I'm also like hesitant to set up torches in certain spots. But hopefully putting that many statues around them should help them out a lot. I'm down to 1.16. You're telling me we've lost at least 100 people here. I mean, I guess a great starvation will do that. Our health is back up. But I'm like 263 odd jobs, right? Yuck, man. Insufficient workers. Insufficient workers. All this stuff being transported up here. How is the ore doing? Nobody ever seems to be working here. And I guess these warehouse workers are like probably trying to get stuff from the far country. Yeah, like this is already maxing out. The gemstone's not so bad. The gemstones are pulling up pretty regularly. I guess because at the absolute least we have these loaders, right? Yeah. Just exactly what's happening. Newton, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Azrael, also, good morning. 201k denarii gone, yeah. In, out. Why is this saying plus 69? This should be negative 69. I lost 69 Dondorians during that last cycle? That's not good. It's not good at all. A large group of humans have decided to leave your city, renouncing your citizenship and your rule. This is a sign of weakness. Increase loyalty so that they won't do it again. Loyalty's at 80%. Okay, they said like a mass of humans, but human ambassador, human child. I don't actually think it was that many. And I will say, most of our problems here, except for workforce, are kind of sorted out now. And as these warehouse workers also clean up all of this, you know, fingers crossed, things will get a little bit smoother for the rest of the city. I'm hoping basically as there's less warehouse jobs, that might free up some work. I don't know if that's true, but everyone is getting happier. Also, Talapis want to move into our city, which is interesting. Because I haven't really, like, honestly thought about giving them a spot. But we could. It could, in theory, be done. I just think that they're so racist against everybody, it would be trouble. You know, we also have a lot of them enslaved at the moment, so... We'll have to think about it. Agent Wonder's question, can I build several cities as nomads? I believe so. But only one can be your ship. Maybe it's just that you can conquer cities. No, I believe you can have... I believe you can have multiple cities. But only one is your ship city. How do you like those mystery pies? Taste with lizard and a hint of troll. Mmm. That sounds awful. That sounds like a terrible combination of flavors. Alright, at least this wall will almost be done. I do also have 366 bows in stock right now, which is really nice. How much do you guys use? 250. So those numbers need to be higher. Because I need to be storing at least 500 bows. I need to be storing at least 750 bows. Because if I want a group of conscripts outside the city as well who are archers, they too will need bows. But it does mean that any additional bows we make on top of that, we can start to sell. I also wonder about setting up little things like a carpenter to make shields, for example. Because now that we're like getting leather in from our free cities, some is used as furniture. Ooh. I should figure out who's using that and give them as much as they want. And you're working on that, so let's queue you up. And that wall is done temporarily for now. Access to fabrics, furniture, jewelry, wood. The humans have no access to wood, and they actually want an insane amount of it. Oh, the Amevans want leather. Currently, they're using 2.55, so I can max that out. We have enough coming in. Awesome. I don't know who these guys are. Slaves and humans, but they are building another one of these, and they should just start pulling the ore out of this mine now as well. Oh yeah, look at this. We have 53 metal. So even the smithy is actually up and working. They must have run a shipment. That means we can turn on the jeweler. Don't ask me how well this is going to work, but let's start like with 10. See how we feel. Because I do need metal for a lot of things. Yay! That'll be jewelry, which we can start giving to the Dondos, which will make them really happy, and then we can start selling it. Which will make us extra, extra happy. Do you have room for jewelry? You do. Excellent. You're deactivated because we don't have enough of that yet. Mushroom farm still getting dug out. Yeah, the food situation still sucks. Like you can see the moment the egg harvest comes in, everybody is swarming this place. And we still ain't really making enough wood, so let's start looking at some trees to get rid of. Those could all go. Those could all go. Just no trees down here whatsoever. Ugh. Alright, I mean, I guess those can go. Those fruits? Right, but yeah, we don't really need fruit. So I'm not going to waste time harvesting that. Okay. Grain harvest is coming in, so we're going to start getting bread again. Nobody should starve, he says, looking at the starving count going up, but we are really on a razor's edge here. Like, we are basically on harvesting cycles. Insufficient workers, insufficient workers. I need these guys so they can start trading. Tell you what, I'm going to temporarily put these guys on priority 11. Because I really, really want them to start pulling stuff down here and trading it. We just have so much in stock that, like, I think it's worth doing. You have a delivery man. I'm actually realizing you don't need to work because all these farmers just clear the field and dump it into this warehouse. Yeah, this does not need a delivery man at all. We have our little grain hauler. Running low on pottery here, which makes beer a little bit more difficult. We could also always pause the brewery. It keeps people happy, but when everybody is starving, maybe I don't want to be making beer. You know? It's just a thought. Starved, starved, murdered. Ooh, you don't get murdered that often. We did have that serial killer who was feeding the pigs. Okay, great. This Globdian pasture is almost done. He's like 10 more wood. That'll be a huge bonus. Beer is basically grain soup, so it is good for you. I mean, I can't argue with that. The facts are in. Democratic whispers. What is this? A weird political ideology is spread among your most educated subjects. Democracy. It seems to offer no advantages compared to despotism. At least that you can see. But your citizen seems to think that it has merit. While the movement is in its infancy, it would not take much to focus it on other, more deserving despots. But doing so would harm relationships with them. Alternatively, their intellectual leader, Thodolf Fuchskind, could be removed, which would resolve the situation. Well, I definitely don't want democracy. We're a dark fortress. Theodolf Fuchskind's disappearance caused the nascent ideology to fracture, descending into squabbles about how to make their vision a reality. While there are some rumors, you acted early enough that they will soon become a distant memory. Happiness is reduced by 10% and 1 human dies. Such is the price that we will pay. Seems very reasonable, honestly. A reasonable price to pay. And I'm going to start setting up these walls a little bit here. Just start blocking out these amebans. Just a smidge. It'll be nice for them to have some gates into their city. To keep them safe, you know, from all these other rabble. I guess we could go with that as the gate. I like the big 4 gates. They look nice. Time to kill the intelligence. Fuchskind, which translates to child of the foxes. Oh. I like that. That's cute. I guess it's maybe good that one Globdian pasture has a gate down here, because a lot of those eggs do have to go into the human cities. I should also probably have a Globdian farm here. One problem at a time. Let's build this. It's not like we have the workers right now to maintain this anyway, but this will help the Amevans out. And it do look like we're selling stuff. I'm realizing we're selling livestock, which I'm gonna need for this pasture. God, even Amevises are leaving. Oh yeah, people don't like this democracy. People don't like this murdering Democrats idea that I had. I don't know why. I can't imagine why. Just seemed like maybe democracy would be bad. Though we are pretty democratic with our multiple little colonies and stuff like that. Human and Andorian citizens have spread a dispute across the entire city. The two species are now at each other's throats and fighting nonstop. God damn it, dudes. That is not the combo we want. Dondorians and Amevans? Sure, but Dondorians and humans? That's gonna be a bloodbath. That's gonna be a really nasty bloodbath. Starting to think like maybe I should build a gate into their city as well. May not be too bad an idea. Hi, Momo. People always have something in hand. Now, Agent, choose what it might be. A beer or a pitchfork. Yeah, I guess there's truth to that. There is truth to what you say. We could also, like, have more farms. You know? I could set up another grain farm out here. Hold on, Mona really wants to come up. And I have to sneeze. These things are not compatible. Mona, you coming up? You want to say hi? Yeah. We have a visitor. Come on up. Here we go. Oh, Mona time. Meow, why? You don't want to say hi to chat? What a cute little meow squeak that was. Upgraded an outpost. It became a nomad city that you can pack up in Age of Wonders. Nice, okay. 39, I already switched to Near Beer. Near Beer is good. It certainly helps with things like the hangover. %, Near Beer is 0.5 or less, yeah. Meowster was not happy. No, she just wants to hang out on my lap. That's the problem right now. She's like, I wish to be here, but I do not wish to be perceived. We are sitting on a lot of herbs, so I'm just going to increase that storage. And I guess also that leather storage, so they have a bit more room. This is sort of like a weird crafts workshop. For all these other dudes. Do you pull from Human Warehouse? Yes, okay. What are you? Exposure. Do I need to start adding more hearths and wells around? That's actually a good question. The city's gotten so big that I haven't even considered that. Access to wells, 99%. Access to hearths, 74%. Oh yeah, look, this hearth is like full all the time. You guys have decent access. You guys have really bad access. So this is where the problem is. And honestly, it's also a bit of a problem down here. Maybe I make a neutral zone. We could add this in another well, perhaps. I mean, I know they said they didn't really need another well, but just a small one. And then we can fill that in. Never hurts to have a little bit of extra access, you know? These are busy roads. Busy roads. All right. Lobdian pasture, you are at 88%. You are still my choke point. Food, man. Always with the food. Mona siding with Agent. Look at what you've done. Yell and weep, for Mona has been arrived. She just wants to hang out. She's literally just like, she just wants to sit on my lap. She's not even looking for attention right now. Just waiting for the camera to turn off. She is digging her nails into my knees, which I'm not super appreciative of. But, you know, we don't get to pick everything. Whoa, these guys use up to 50 cut stone for furniture? That's nutso. It's very funny. Our cut stone seems to stay at about 50% constantly, which would lead me to think I'm exporting it, but I'm not. But I see. I see what happens here. So then I have 160 resource storage in this warehouse. And basically it doesn't move. What I need is like an export here that exports to like a central warehouse here that can then be pulled to this warehouse and this warehouse. In the same way that we have like a grain warehouse and everybody pulls from that. Everybody does pull from that, right? Central Foods, yeah. Yeah, even you pull from Central Foods. Good news is we have managed to make some money here. How is it that I have a single gemstone, jewelry stone? Where are they going? You're deactivated. I see jewelry appearing in this warehouse. We make 1 per day with 7 jewelers. I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't know it was going to be that bad. If that's the case, max you out. Yeah, it's really funny, man. All these Dondos just don't, they've got the jobs, they just don't have the workers right now for them. All right. Globdian pasture is up. Good. Put you on auto as well. 67 animals. So that should help us out a lot. That'll be a lot of extra food. Unfortunately, we're still starving. Which is starting to feel like a bit of a mystery to me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this road like this. And then I'm going to dirt road all the way to there. And then I'm going to have to basically fill in a bunch of this land and make more fishing spots. That's going to be a little bit chaotic, but it'll be okay. Starvation, man. The starvation is real. Not adult animals yet. Yeah, no. They got to take a while to grow up. They also need to take a while just to, like, fill. I'm going to put you on pause. Because currently, I don't have any livestock. Yeah, there's some livestock here. It's going to take a while for them to fill that back out, though. What are these guys doing? Taking insane roads. I guess this road, this country road, should probably connect up around the walls into here. Or possibly up to there. I want the amebans to take the road. I don't want them to take all these random pathways. So I'm also going to start building this out some more. But I'm probably going to need a bit more room for these amebans, so I'll be generous on how I do this. It's got to go up a lot. We have 50 people in the Globdian pastures. That's good. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, all of this planned stuff can go. So they got a little bit more space here now as well. I could give them an entrance on this side of the city, I guess. Yeah, I guess why not, right? Just make it smaller. And hope that people primarily use the paths along here. Yeah, because right now a lot of people are still kind of going up around these walls at the moment. This is clearly showing there's a need for a road here or a road here. I don't know how that's going to affect us, but we'll find out. Livestock's looting the food store? No. No, the livestock stay in crates. Yeah, we got like this meat showing up. The human workers have halted all work in our labs in protest of what they call your bad judgment. Increase their loyalty so this doesn't happen again. Dude, loyalty's not that low. What's going on? Road preference. I guess we could start building highways. Access 72 to torches. Access 8% to sculptures. I really don't understand that. Access 8% to nature. We have a bunch of gems in storage, which they're stoked about. What is the issue here? Not enough torches? 0.05 on torches. I find that really hard to believe that you were that upset about torches. We can certainly add some more. These are all completely degraded. Does a janitor not get out here? Oh. Interesting. It don't seem like one does. So we're going to build a small janitor because they only need to be, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 open? 5 by 3. I don't really want to build one in that town. One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, nothing ever wants to work the way I visually want it, does it? Everybody's gonna have a problem. Made out of stone. Workstations. Some utilities. We'll give you a door right there. Give you some wrap around this temple. Okay, and they're still saying like they don't have enough torches, which seems absolutely crazy to me. I suppose the military district doesn't really have any torches, which is true. And is a bit of a problem. But it's relatively easy to solve. Do that. That should fix up that. We'll put like one here, one here. Okay, people can walk over those culverts. I thought that was the case, but I wasn't sure. Here. That should help out them. There. We'll add a big torch there. We'll add a big torch there. I guess, like, this road doesn't have any torches, and I suppose this area down here currently doesn't have any torches, and maybe that's a big part of the problem. The Garthemi don't like torches, but everybody else does, so... realistically, I should have them. I don't really want to build torches too far outside of town, because it is just a lot of extra upkeep, right? Your laboratories have resumed work and the strike is over. Good. We didn't lose any tech in the process. Tell you what, I'm going to put a torch right there. Just to satisfy the people. Hope that they shut up about it. And yeah, as long as we can keep wrongful deaths down, that's the other big thing is, right? Like, people just keep getting upset because we're starving. And we're in this, like, constant edge of starvation right now. We're just edging starvation. As we wait for these animals to grow up. So... I don't really want to pump water all the way over here. Realistically, like, this is good farmland. This is good farmland that we could be working, and there's no reason not to. It's, in fact, really good farmland. And the soil is, like, super rich. So I think if our people are going to say that they constantly have a grain farm problem, then it's time we start talking about expanding these farms. Alright, it can go up that high. Can it go out much wider? Ooh, quite a bit. Doom. That's a pretty big grain farm. It will take 24 farmers to work that grain farm. But I like it. Moisture's 100%. Production is, like, really high. You and you. You are, but you're not. Alright. I wanted to increase the size of this woodcutter, but I don't think I will anymore. I will need to increase this road. I probably will need to put, like, a road up here as well. I can't do a bridge because it would screw up all my defense. But we will want to talk about, like, building another one of these grain warehouses if this is the case, because that's going to produce quite a substantial amount of grain, right? So I would think placing that down here would be a reasonable course of action. And you know what? I could have this water go down here and also build grain farms down here. So yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'm gonna build another grain warehouse right there. If we really wanted to, we could expand this forester out just like to cover up this area, wrap around this building a little bit, but I got a feeling more than likely we're gonna end up having like an export depot there. So sometimes all I need to turn around my good mood is a good my mood is a good torch. Sometimes it's all we need. Crystal Lauren, hello, and Half Pint. Good morning. Good morning. Having a barbecue today with relatives, so I'm coming back later. Oh, enjoy that, dude. Love a good barbecue. Love that BBQ. Do you fetch from human warehouse? Yes. Okay, yeah, you're full on leather. Okay, we are making jewelry. Oh, Dondorians don't want jewelry. Only humans want jewelry. Huh. Question, how much does jewelry sell for? 1,000 apiece. Perhaps more. 1.25. 1.25 we can get for jewelry. Interesting. When Tunja collapsed, it collapsed quite mightily. Now it only has 900 lizards protecting us. Which does mean I want to hire our good friends, the Dondo Stints. Or perhaps another Dondorian tribe. The Brave Dons of Iron might actually be more bang for our buck right now. They have 200. What does Tunja have? Back to crawlers. And Globdians. I mean, that's food. Border militia and walls. Yeah, that is correct for you. I think for right now. Shadu Forest, why are you so upset? You have stocks. Oh, interesting. Nobody's working those stocks. Because you're not a big enough town. Mm-hmm. Yup. Okay, I'm gonna hire these guys. Brave Dons of Iron. We've got the money for it right now. I'm just gonna have the merch. Merch on Tanja. Serving, we've got a new well, a new hearth, a new Globdian pasture. That's right. New well and hearth should help us out a little bit here too. Take some of the pressure off the center. Those guys are rating on wood, which we seem to be doing really bad on. You guys are doing okay. We're going to remove a bit of water here. That can be storage. I think that'll work. Just need to provide a little bit of room for those fishing depots, so. Negative 323 workforce. Man, this just keeps plummeting. Yeah, we're way down on humans right now. Again, it's all just because we're starving. And this should be a fixable problem. As we build everything up, we're gonna need, what do we have right now? A master of neither grain nor bakeries. I see. We do have the master of Globdians. Master of Weavenders, master of Carpenters. Yeah, that's all important. Master of Masons. This is all important, though the masonry is like absolutely max capped right now. I'm gonna start talking about building highways. I want the main roads to become highways. And then we're probably going to pave like the center areas. So you can go all the way down there with that. Obviously, we don't have this many blocks right now, but we're not really that far off. So I figure if we just queue them up to do it, they will start replacing these as time goes on. I guess these roads as well down to the Dondos. We'll go down to there. They haven't quite figured out how they connect to this main road because of this janitor. Which I'm probably going to move. I could move the janitor into this building. But I did kind of want to save that for a temple. But I don't think it's going to be big enough for a temple, so. Yeah, if we shifted some stuff, we could definitely have this all connect, but baby steps. We are maxed out on gems. We actually make 16 a day, even with what the jewelers are using. So I think I am going to switch this back to gemstones. And I'm going to say, yeah, sell for 450. Let's turn that back on. We could be making money there. And then we'll pull the coal miners down a little bit temporarily. I mean, I guess all these numbers have to get pulled back a little bit. Yeah, we don't have tailors. We don't have masons, potters. Most of these are like not getting it. This does not need 5 unloaders. This needs like 2 at most. They're all unloading directly into this warehouse, which is basically full at the moment. I would much rather those jobs be going somewhere else. Human warehouse, Dondo trade house. Yeah, that's fine. Probably only 1 hauler needed there, though. And we're hauling clay down, so definitely only 1 hauler. A Meevan warehouse. No, you don't need to even pull from that anymore. You can pull moot straight from there. And arguably, I don't even know if you need a hauler. That's for the pottery. The pottery? Yeah. Okay. 99% of your life, you thought that more bang for your buck was a reference to the type of hunting rifle used for deer hunting. Then I learned the truth. Oh, no. I'm like, oh, no. Do I want to know what the truth is? I assume it's something not appropriate now that I've thought about it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably not something appropriate. I really gotta fix up these paths, man. All these places don't have their paths done right. I mean, this is mostly like dirt housing here anyway, so I'm not too worried about it, but this is all still getting built. There's the Battle of Tunja, which we're definitely gonna have to command this one. I'm curious how these guys are going to work on their own. The good news is, like, they're only mercenaries, so if they die, I don't actually have to feel bad about it. But they are better equipped. Have them charge. Oh, that's pretty nice. That felt like a pretty solid charge. We even managed to kill one. We are outnumbered, but that won't last forever. These guys are outmatched. Yeah. All right. So we can just let this grind. The Brave Knights of Iron are not as well equipped. They're only 3 and 3 versus 5 and 5, which the other guys were. And of course, they also don't have the experience as our other mercenaries, but you know, they're doing okay. You can see all the bloody Amevans left around. Only a few Daunts killed. It's cool that the Amevans have blue blood and the Daunts have red blood. You can actually like visually see the difference when they're fighting. Love that. Invest in smaller belts. $1 per explosive powder in World War II military munitions. More bang for your buck. Interesting. Very interesting. 6 enemy kills. 25. Yeah, okay. We're winning it. It's just taking a minute. Dude, I just can't wait till we have like standing army and like multiple formations so that I can actually start doing real maneuvers in these fights. Yeah, we lost 11. That's okay. Again, mercenaries. Not something I'm like really counting the numbers on. Do we want prisoner Amevans? I actually don't think we do. They do have walls, so we are going to have to deal with that. Oh, I really just want access to this port. Because I also bet you that port can make fish. Do I want to loot this place? There's a little bit of food. You know what, man? They raided me for a long time. I'm going to loot them back. See how they feel. Oh, I can't even build the most basic government house here. I thought the first level was free. But I am wrong. Stocks are only 2 workforce. You're 1 workforce. How much to get you upgraded? 5. Back to crawlers. Don't you, like, need Garthemi to do these? I guess not. I was just thinking if I take out the stocks, the region capacity will go up here pretty significantly, which should produce us more food. But I would need to put something else in here to replace that loyalty. So it's either a tavern or a fight pit. And honestly, the tavern is like way more efficient. So I think it's going to be that. Now, does this solve all my problems? No. Like, this town doesn't produce currently anything. Whatsoever. Not only that, it doesn't really produce anything of value, period. I could produce herbs. And I could produce gems. I guess realistically, it's probably going to want to produce, like, military units or something as a fallback point. Police? I did that. Put in one of those instead? Okay. This would give us loyalty across the realm. That could work. This ends up becoming like a propaganda center. 40k. It's a bit expensive, but I think that's a good trade. Novhagen is only making me cotton. Question, if I pop that out, put in that, it doesn't really help. I think I'm going to reduce you to a small village. Not enough denarii to make. Excuse me. Just trying to figure this out because I don't feel like it needs... How much workforce do you produce? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You produce 5. So you can have exactly one thing. So if I wanted to, I could strip this down, but I would have to do that. And my loyalty here is going to start becoming a problem. But honestly, I think that's fine, dudes. For right now. Because otherwise I can't build at all in Tunja. And I do feel like Tunja is a really valuable spot. Is it a valuable spot yet, you might ask? No. Do I have the money to build anything in it properly? No. provide a nice choke point. No, you still also affect Yvette. And you still have connections there. So Tunja is a bit of a weird one. Population of Amoebas is going to plummet at the moment. Bank? No. Currently, they're just going to make me like a little bit of money here. It's funny how this doesn't really show properly when you build walls. Health, tax office, workers guild. TBD. I think you're a big TBD. All right, well, I suppose I'll build stocks for now, and then... walls. Just because this is cheap, and it might make them happy. And then I really don't have enough money to take anything else, so I'm just going to let the army sit here for a minute and help deal with the population. We are now not employing as many people in the Globdian pastures. That don't feel right. Starvation still continues to be the issue. So I'm also thinking like maybe I need a second bakery. If a bunch of grain is going to get pulled into here. How many archers do I really need to be training at once? And would this be better off being a bakery? Obviously, like, this was entirely designed to be the military district, which is why I'm hesitant to put anything else in here. But the bakery is actually needed for the ration maker as well, which is part of the military. So I could argue that. I suppose, though, until we have the grain, there's no point in building the bakery. One thing at a time here. Norath, hello. Welcome. Come on in. Also realizing that, like, while I am foraging this grain, that's like one harvest a year versus this harvesting constantly. So this is actually a really bad use of space. I guess I just like it as like a natural element that of like, the original grain fields of our town. There's something like kind of charming about that. All right, I think we got to let the bumblebees just work. Let the bumblebees bumbler. We're digging up more ore than we're smelting, but also, like, you know, don't have enough workers. They are welcoming everybody. Our health is good now that we have multiple physicians. So things are getting improved. I think for right now, I'm gonna smart remove these. Because we have decided we don't need them. And in theory, it should free up jobs. Because it should be less people training for the army. Yeah, these Globdian pastures are busy spots. These guys are still growing up. Nice. Okay, and we can build a few more fisheries. Right there. Boom. And another one right here. I build these like massive storage facilities, and I'm like, they don't need that. They don't need that at all. Yeah, actually, I don't know what I'm thinking with that storage facility. That's way too big. 3 is fine. And I like the idea of there being a little spot out here. Cool. In theory, I could continue to build fishing nodes out on all these islands as well. They would all be safe. It gets a little bit more complicated, obviously, but, you know, it is more room for the Amevans to do their thing. I was thinking I would replace these dirt roads with forest plazas. Just because it'll look a little nicer. The one insane... That's a human fisherman? What are humans doing fishing? That is an Amevan job through and through. This is nonsense. Well, the good news is this is like another 20 fishery jobs. And this was another 22 Globdian farms jobs. 22, 25-ish. If you're 27, I'd really like you to be 23. You know? I'd really like to have 50 so we can get the bonus. And moisture is 37. Oh, this pump is not even pumping. This pump is completely degraded. You're mostly just missing furniture. I mean, I guess we just did... We did just build that janitor, so... It might take him a little bit to get his bearings. Oh man, this pump is not big enough. Well, I do have room to build a much bigger pump here. Which is what I talked about doing, so... And we could have a 2 thick wall run along this in exchange. Yeah, I don't think this guy actually needs a pump at all. I think he gets enough natural moisture. Okay. Oh, you don't even need to actually be in the water. I didn't realize that. As long as you're close enough to the shore, you can pump out of fresh water. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to go with a maximum size water pump. I'll leave room for a culvert there. And then, which I guess, whoops. Probably do that right along the edge. Oh, wow. Just fits. I'm gonna hate myself for this. Okay. Okie day. I don't know if that means we need that much. All of this might be able to be pulled out. We're going to take this on a, we'll decide basis. Definitely, we need Globdians in there. And then we can upgrade this pump once, too. All right. As we put water in here as well, obviously we can expand and have even more Globdian pastures. Start moving out quite around the edge of this city, which at this point I'm already thinking about building. Honestly. Honestly, I am already thinking about building them. So much that would need to be done. I'm just thinking about, like, especially with, like, how much people hang out here for the daily food rations from the daily egg rations from these guys. Okay, the adult animals is coming up here, so we're 42 out of 67, so that's good. So the egg production is going to start climbing now. And that's before we even have this pump up and running. I think then, if this is the case, because this is currently not working, let's just smart remove you. And I feel like smart remove all of that. And all of that. I like that it just immediately turns to stone. Nobody has to actually, like, discombobulate it. Oh, this is prepped, but we need both stone and furniture to actually build it. Oh, and there we go. Deliveries are happening. Okay. You're probably going to need a canal up along the edge of you. That's probably not going to be enough moisture. 74,000 denarii in. What are we trading in? Gems and cotton? Yeah, okay. We got 28 jewelry. We can basically say like 1,000 per jewelry. So this is like a stockpile of like 28,000 extra cash. 28,000 emergency dollars. Yeah, this has 100% moisture right now, so definitely doesn't need any more. This guy's got 29%. Yeah, well, I definitely need this built. Ain't no doubt. And then, I don't know, man. Opiate farm? I always want to build an opiate farm. The region of Shadowed Forest has very low public order and could rebel any day now. That shouldn't be the case. You're over workforce. You're actually not making vegetables, so I'm going to pull that out. This land clearance needs to be pulled out, and then I'm still 5 people over. Is the guard post 5? It is. But the guard post is what stops me from being raided. Is this 5? This is 2. Three, 2, 2. Oh man, Shadu really got bungled here. All right, hold on. Pull that. Pull that. Pull that. God, you lose a lot from losing those stocks. I mean, I have trade deals with these guys, so in theory, they shouldn't rob me. I recognize that's a pretty big in theory. I suppose I could set up, like, border guards here. Garrison for the realm, plus 10. Oh. That's cool. I didn't know that's how the border guards worked. Our distance from the city is like pretty big here, 58%. So if I put in roads, we'd go up to 78. Would also reduce any trade tolls from these guys. Oh, and I see any additional workforce just provides us cash. Could be a tax office. What was this town meant to be making us? Vegetables, right? Or opium. Or secret police. Ooh, if I put the walls in, could I get rid of the stocks? Yeah. That'd give me 2 people back. We could do walls and border guards here. I really feel like we're doing a lot of walls and border guards right now, but... you know, it does kind of make some sense. Your walls and border guards. You're back to crawlers, you're secret police. You're just a confirm. You are my big wood city that needs a lot of work. You also have barracks. You also have a guard post. If I take Gribmark, you don't need a guard post. At all. Which is good to think about. Your gems. You have border guards, physicians, stockades. A well for some health. I don't know if you need that. Yeah, I know you absolutely need that. And then Toonja's just happy here because we have a big army. For right now, we might as well move those mercs down and have them fix up the Shadow Forest. Just make sure that everybody is happy down there. Here we go. The Maven town is now officially walled in. People are still preferring to take that outer road. Huh. I do feel like I need an import depot set up for all this stuff. So it's not just getting dunked in my throne room. Especially because it's like not really convenient for anybody. At least we have some highways starting to come in. What I'll start doing is I'll start making like highways and then paved road in the center. But it's all baby steps. Let's get this water pump going because that's our food issue. Man, all day focusing on food and I'm still like, we're not there. I was really hoping to focus on the smithy. today. Our clothing is doing better though, so I could start bumping at least the Dondos up to 3 clothes. Oh, you can give jewelry to everybody. It's actually equipment. Huh, interesting. How are these weavers doing? You know what, man? I have absolutely maxed out storage in this weavery. So I think I'm also going to start saying... take more fabrics for furniture. In fact, I'm going to go wild. I'm going to say max it out. See how they do. Because I think if they start pulling that fabric, it'll start getting fixed up. And you know, the happier people are, the more they move in. Hey, this is water now. You're up to 88% moisture. You're up to 75% moisture. So I do need to pull a little bit of you up and a little bit more of you down. I don't think you need that much if you're at 88%. I want to automate part of this pump, but then also just like knock most of the employees off. I only need 23? We're going to add a bit more into this. 150 feels like it'll be fine. How are you only at 92% moisture? You know what? I might just let that be. You're at 82%. You also need way more. One more guy. I could run a little about this, maybe down the front. I guess that would be the way to do it. 92%. So dumb. It's probably enough right there. Okay. Always the bad guys. We've always been the bad guys. We will always be the bad guys. Oh man, I hope not. I mean, in this campaign, actually, I probably do hope so. 93% moisture. You still want a little more. Moisture hungry. You're at 96? Wow. Oh, that's probably going to have to go all the way. I think that's still fine for the pressure. Eggs, I see, are coming in. These fisheries are not yet built. We've been having a real wood problem, but again, I mostly feel like this is a workforce problem, which is improving. We're kind of back up to 126. 50 people in our grain farms. Ah, the second grain farm is online. Let's go. Great. So you can pull from... You're pulling from grain warehouse or grain warehouse. This is grain warehouse 2. 1 employee. No employees, actually. They delivered that automatically. Oh yeah, look at these highways. Crispy. Looking much nicer with that. This I also want to be all highway-atized. Specifically, you know, the highway part of it. So I am going to say highway convert. Because, like, this is actually a highway. You know what I mean? I guess alternatively, I could just, like, pull this road. You know what? Cancel that. This could be way more efficient. Brush, line, fill. We'll just brush it. This is the path they're actually taking. So, like, why not just let them take it? This was before, you know, the original one was when we thought about setting up the Talapian colony out there. This will save them a ton of time. And honestly, I think I'm gonna just, like, start removing all these roads. Definitely. Oh, right, because these are straight roads. That's why we did this. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's still probably needed. Currently, the city is not really growing out in that direction. These roads are also, like, falling apart, so... Part of me is just thinking about, like, I don't really want guys patrolling out that way. But I do want this highway. We're the bad guys. Are we evil? No, we're just terrible at every job. We're just bad at work. That's what we mean by bad guys. 188 out of 172. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And we can absolutely start putting in more glob farms. But currently, it looks like we're good on globs. I could be wrong, dudes, but it looks like we are actually stockpiling everything right now. Dare I say, we might even be able to turn the brewery back on. Meat, eggs, fish. What about the real question? Mushrooms. This guy's been waiting for us down here. He's been sitting, waiting, wishing. I do still have to mark out all of these pillars. That we left. Thankfully, when I missed them, they create a giant white block to say, like, hey, dummy. Hey, Dumbo. Max dimensions reached. Ooh. So you're actually 2 mushroom farms. All right, well, what are you? 30. And you are 30. 1, 2, 1, 2. So 32 each. Right? $32 open. With a gap in between. I think I can make that work. Moisture's 100% in here. You need a doorway. Yeah, we can just do that. Oh, happy day. 2 additional mushroom farms of fairly decent size. Oh, what? What? Why does that not want to play nice? I assume that they don't create a wall between them. But you know what? We'll just find out. I'm fine with that. Now, the biggest issue here is it does need like a ton of mushrooms to actually create this. Which is going to be somewhat complicated for them to bring in, but they'll do it over time. They got to clear it all first. That gender's made, that warehouse is made, that water pump is made, that grain farm is made, and one of my fisheries is made. And my other fishery is made. So 10 fisheries, 18 fishers. Fantastico. So that'll provide us even more food. We never really can keep up with fish, so. It's funny that the amoebans are kind of producing most of the food. Like, I would have thought the humans would. That's not to say that they aren't producing a lot of food. Just not as much. This army is costing me money, but it's not really a big deal. Turn back on this export animals. The region of Hootsort has suffered a low health. As a result, there's been an outbreak of disease. While the epidemic is lasting, this region suffers big penalties. You must have health over 50. Target population 0. .5 for quarantine. The walls are making everybody happy here. Yeah, this is a big town. This is why. Workforce of 5 for a well. I could actually build a physician's guild in here. I just didn't realize I didn't have the money for it before. So let's do that. That will actually bring health over 50%. So, hopefully that solves it. You could also build a physician's guild down here, and I'm going to do that. Target 80%, 81%. Okay. And then I think I'm going to just disband this army. Because I really can't conquer anything else right now. And until we have food sorted out, I can't really sort out rations properly either. Like, we're making some rations, but I'm just trying to get the stockpile back up, so. Get a well in there pronto. Good stack 4 physicians like you're doing. Yeah, I'm starting to realize, like, those guilds, they cost a lot of money. Like, they cost 20,000 to build, but the fact that they affect everywhere and only take like 1 workforce is huge. Obviously, the big issue, I suppose, is that like you can't level them up unless you level them up here with administration, but that do seem to be the best spot for it. Immigration is back up to say like everybody wants to move in. Apparently, I have a massive human housing crisis. Why are 74 humans? So the problem is that I need more amoebans. Without a old shadow of a doubt, that is my current problem. So we gotta build these lads some more houses. Trying to fit this stuff in and around these walls is not easy. Yeah, and I want that to be that road, so... It's stuck an apartment in here. Well, I could tuck another house in here. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Amoebans just slamming houses wherever they can. Basically. I feel like that's a bit rude to my noble, but I do like the idea that the servants who work in that noble house would actually live right there. That's kind of funny. So we're going to do that. Amoebans. 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 I could also probably fit some houses here if I wanted. It's right up against the wall, but I think I'm okay with that. Oh, we also have to remember that actually we have God, I keep forgetting this. We have basements. So as long as we have cut stone and furniture, of which I have 0 and 6, we could start building basements. Figured out your last run that 4 towns with border guards removes the needs for garrisons mostly. Yeah, we almost have that many border guards. We ain't quite there yet. Now, I just did put those guys there. They're really close to that clay pit, but I think that's okay, because if that clay pit goes in anymore, it's going to mostly go up that way. I could build a small something else on the other side. Right now, we're not really running into clay problems. Right, like, I just want to build, like, more research stuff so the humans have jobs that are close to down to where they actually live. But I, you know, also recognize that every time I do that, I'm making more jobs. Which I don't want to do. I have no stone, so let's not build any walls. Get carried away some more. Let's not build any roads either. Right now, my goal is to see this food come back up. And I think it's taken me this whole episode, but we are actually growing on food. Yeah, for sure we are. Having a stockpile of food is also really good. Like, people, it provides a lot of happiness. Dude, this hospital is also, like, hilariously just, like, full constantly. There are 40 beds, and they are almost always full. The physicians seem a little less cracked out, but not by much. I don't know, I guess, like, people lie down. It's very confusing because I don't ever see any physicians working in here. But I do see people showing up to, like, Oh, I guess all the physicians have to do is make the beds. They don't actually need to be here to administer treatment. First time ever getting to watch the streams. Big fan of the Age of Wonders gameplay. I'm glad. We've been doing a lot of cool Age of Wonders stuff lately as well, so I really like that I'm going to do Age of Wonders and Songs of Syx side by side with big updates, because I adore both of these games. These shrines are also pretty popular, but it's not too bad an issue. And I don't think the pool ever hits capacity. I don't actually know that there is a capacity for the pool. Just seems like people cool down whenever they want to. God, there are a lot of people in this town. Just a constant swarm of bees. This room, the old throne room, I still don't know what to do with. Probably would have been better. Probably would have been better to keep that back. Oh, you do also store bread. I am wondering if Central Foods needs more employees. Seeing as it is my central food warehouse. Because I'm thinking like they could be pulling fish from the north. Temperature is rising. Make sure you guys have a way to cool down. We do. We have a sick pool in the middle of town. All right. Workforce is under 100. We have this weird housing problem right now, but people are getting happy again, so. Not the bees. I think I did the personal growth thing people talk about. Spent 20 minutes writing out different ways to explain how this person was wrong. I should regret it before going, too much effort. Sometimes when you're mad about things, the best thing you can do is just write a letter and then, you know, cast it into the flames. It does seem to work. All right, I think we've solved one immediate problem right now, which is food. It's not quite all the way fixed. Like, we're still not making enough bread, but we're going to set up this other bakery. So, Talapi raids and banditry have caused a complete economic collapse of the human city of Rovikina. Some of the refugees have decided to flee to your city. If you let them in, you will gain new subjects and the appreciation of other empires for taking on that burden, but the subjects may not be happy about it. I can offer 18,000 and a bunch of rations, or we can accept 183 humans into the city. We're going to accept 183 humans into the city. The refugees are overjoyed, but we're running out of options and supplies. Your citizens dislike them even more than the usual immigrants due to their sudden appearance and poverty. We do get a big opinion boost of all the other factions. And now we have a refugee crisis that we will be solving at the beginning of the next video. We're going to cut this one here, so thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you back here next time.